your financial future. For most of us, it's about finding ways to make your retirement years the relaxing, worry-free time that it's meant to be. And there are many different ways to invest your money, from mutual funds to retirement plans to stocks, bonds, annuities, even real estate. How do you know what's best for your needs? Join me with helpful advice, as always, financial planning expert Don Ross of Ross Wealth Advisors. Nice to have you here, Don, again.
Thanks to be here.
Because there's so much to talk about. As you said, there are so many ways to save. It can be very confusing. And people are always asking you, and I'm at that age too, when is it too late to start even thinking about these? When do I have to think? Should I change it up? When's a good time?
Well, like I said last time, you can start at 21 years old. But the biggest thing is you need to find, again, someone you trust. But most importantly, do a little self-education. A lot of people, if they hire an advisor, they're going to just trust what they say. Mm-hmm. Now, that's not bad. But I always say you should self-educate. We help people 50, 55 and over try to plan for retirement because there's a significant change that happens in your life, and your investments need to match that. And so on occasion, as I educate people, whether it's one-on-one in the office or we're doing these dinner seminars monthly, I come across some neat reading material that I really like to forward on. And I brought one of those books today that I'd like to kind of go through a little bit.
Okay, well, now what is this one called?
This one is what all stock and mutual fund investors should know. I got that from a colleague who is an advisor as well as a consumer advocate. And the reason why I like this book, it makes it easy and simple for people to understand. It's not 400 pages.
Right.
It's, you can read this in an afternoon. And it's
in lingo and language that people can understand. If that's
very
not
much
what their career is, it's hard.
Very much. Here's what it is, here's the good and the bad, and here's why you might need it. Because when someone's looking at putting together a retirement plan to retire and live on income, gosh, what's a mutual fund going to do for me? Well, it's a pooling of stocks, and you have someone managing it. Or should I buy individual stocks? Should I buy bonds? And there's terminology that our industry uses that confuses people. Should I use annuities? Mm-hmm. Should I buy real estate? Should I buy gold? So that's what's so confusing for people. And we like to try to educate, and I just think this is one neat little book that really does a good job.
But then what's interesting is after folks read a book like this, they should come see someone like you, because even if they understand some of the lingo, they may not know, all right, I'm in my mid-50s, everything's been set. Do I stay the course? Do I change the course? Because that's a critical time in somebody's life.
Absolutely. And as I said before, so many people are inappropriately invested at this point in their life. Mm-hmm. They're invested maybe at 60 years old like they were 30, and it's too much risk. And
nothing's changed in those years that they have as far as the way that they save.
Right. And if we have another 2008 and someone's now living off their income or their assets, and it drops significantly, they're rethinking their whole future. Mm-hmm. And it's happening right here and across the country. What is a mutual fund? If I asked you to, put it in people terms, how would you explain it? Reader's Digest version?
Yeah.
Okay. It's basically a pooling of stocks. And if it's a growth fund, you have a manager that's going to be buying and selling different stocks, so that portfolio or that fund of stocks will appreciate. Okay. Now, I can get really technical, which I don't want to do on this show, but the idea is, hey, if I have one in my 401k or I just buy one at Dreyfus.com or whatever, I'm hoping it appreciates based on the objective, which could be growth or value. But the manager's buying and selling those, and it gets very complex, but they're the most popular way to invest, because in the past you used to need a lot of money to go buy individual stocks and securities. So it's a pooling effect.
And is this what people should look at as they age? Because is this considered safer than the stock market?
Well, it can, because you're diversifying with many different stocks. Mm-hmm. And a lot of these mutual funds will compare how well they're doing to the S&P 500 index, which is a non-managed fund, which is just 500 different stocks. So mutual funds can be safer, but they can also allow you to lose principal. And that's the key word. I like the guarantees of retirement planning for income purposes.
Start with this book that folks can get by calling you, emailing you. You can let them know how to get this book.
Yeah, anybody close to retiring, 50 or so, that's concerned about what's going on in their life, they're not getting answers. We'd like to just start off with that and then maybe come to one of our dinner meetings or something like that.
That's a great idea, Don. Thank you. You can help people along when they need it. Appreciate it. Thanks.
Thank you.